So we're looking at the Corona Project Manager. I'm going to go ahead and start the simulator, and we're going to see the mobile channel framework running in the simulator. I'm going to hit the tabs. As you can see on the right, we're going to get some feedback from the simulator, because the simulator is not actually a device, it's really a simulator. So now I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build this for an Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and select Android from the build. I'm going to fill in the properties here. So put our test name in so you can see that, and version. Then I'm going to go ahead and select the key that we're going to use to sign on. We're going to use a mobile key, so that way it's a signed app. Could go into the App Store right now if we wanted it to. I'm going to make sure my location's set. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in where I put the rest of my build APKs. And we're going to go ahead and build that. So now what it's actually doing is it's going out to the Corona servers, taking the Lua files that I've got, that I built my application on, that the simulator is running on, and they're actually taking that and handing me back an APK. And when that's done, we will see that file come back. There you go. And it's done. So now what we're going to do is take the exact same code, and now I'm going to build for an iOS device, because I'm going to drop this on an iPad here in a minute. I'll show you how that's going to work. Go ahead and select my provisioning framework from Apple. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's going to be building in the correct location where I want it to, so that way later on I know where it's at. I'm going to go ahead and set its name, so it's the correct name that we want. Here we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and send the code off again. This time I'm asking the Corona servers to hand me back a application set for an iOS device, like an iPad. In fact, this is actually going to be put on an iPad here in a second. It's making sure my provisioning keys are assigned correctly, and there you go. We've got a build back from Corona for the iPad version of the mobile framework. So now we're going to go ahead and stop the simulator, and I'm going to go. So now what I've got is loaded that APK into a Dropbox account, so I can find it on my device. I'm going to go ahead and refresh Dropbox so you can see that I just downloaded it, and there's the APK we got back from Corona. So I'm going to go ahead and download that real quick over Dropbox, and here it comes down. And there we go. So now it's going to try to install that. So I'm going to say go ahead. It's going to ask me for my permissions. Do I want to accept it? Yes, go ahead. Alright, it's putting it on my phone. And there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click run on that. And it's going to go ahead and open the framework. And you can see it, the application is running. It looks similar to what it did on the simulator, but this time, whenever I interact with the buttons, it's actually loading up the mobile website and going from there. And I actually will load YouTube videos. I could play those from the website. There's our Twitter feed for mobile.com. You should go out and do that, by the way, mobile.com on Twitter. Follow that. And then we're going to go ahead and play a little video that I set up. And I'm going to go grab that. And there it's starting to play. So that framework can work with video as well. So web video, content, anything you want, we can load into that framework and make it go. So that's it on Android. Now let's see what it looks like on the iPad. So on the iPad, I'm going to go ahead and load that image that we got back from Corona over onto my iPad. I'm going to go ahead and provision that, put it on my device. And now what we're going to look at is that on the actual iPad itself. It's a little icon. Didn't really do anything with the icons for this one, but now you'll see the exact same code that I just ran on my Android device. And this is native, so this isn't an emulator. This isn't running through a web browser. This is actually running native code that was built for the iOS device. So it'll provision into the App Store just fine. Can look at my different websites that we saw on the Android. It's a little bit bigger because the iPad obviously has a little bit more space. I can go ahead and play that video, and it plays the video in the native format, so that way it will show, obviously this is a little bit bigger screen. You'll be able to see a little bit better on the iPad than on the little Android screen that you had going on there. There you go, downloaded it. But that's the exact same set of files and website, and in fact the exact same source code that we used for building on both devices.